I say good afternoon or midday or good morning. It's noon here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, where I live. And I am here for my weekly live relationship advice Q&A. It's not therapy. It's not a replacement for therapy, merely some ideas and guidance I might have for you after my 35 years as a licensed couples therapist. And I'm now retired. I'm now a relationship coach. I still do see some couples in one-on-one, but mostly I am creating videos just for you and doing what I can to leave what I know on this planet. So I don't know if I mentioned, I am here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I'm Canadian. If you're watching this on a replay, I hope you do stay to the end. There's usually some kind of nuggets that people can walk away from. I will apologize up front. My voice is a little bit hoarse. Such is the weather is really dry, and I don't know what it does. And probably a lifetime of talking as a career might have something to do with that. So I'm just going to pause and hi, and just get a quick drink of water. Welcome. Let me know where I'm finding you. And of course, I'm almost out of water and I didn't refill before I started. So what I'm trying to do today, I was thinking a lot about how I could best use my lives. And it's going to change probably from week to week. But today I wanted to just kind of let it be more like a casual behind the scenes chat with you, and also a reflection, sort of me reflecting on, the content that I'm putting out there, but more importantly, the comments you are giving me. And I want to answer every single question that comes in. Not all of them have actual answers, because sometimes it's just, people with various opinions. But anyway, what I wanted to do today is talk about, for some reason, my video on the respect test is where I'm getting hundreds of comments on. So I wanted to touch on some of that. Now, if you are here live with me, feel free to post a question I can answer, and I will do that as soon as I catch my breath to do so, because that's when I'm here. I am also here specifically for people who have come, or for people who are watching this on a replay, and a few other little kind of thoughts pop into their head. So again, if you're just coming in, welcome. All right, so the comment that I got here is this. Hello, oh, I love this. Hello, welcome. The comment that got me, I wanted to comment on this one. Again, this is on the respect test video. Ask him this and see what happens. Hello, glad you're all popping in here and giving me some hellos. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so the question I got is, what about when he withdraws inside himself and doesn't remember what you've asked? He can't handle being asked to change. Okay, many things come to my mind. I had probably 3 or 4 other things in mind when I read this the first time, but I'm going to go with this one. Sometimes people really do not understand completely what you're asking them. And so with honesty and with transparency, sometimes my husband will ask me stuff and I have no clue on what he's asking me. And so I might change the subject. I might actually just say, And so what I'm saying is, yes, sometimes they really do not understand. What I'm trying to say is, always have a little bit of room for forgiveness, but not too much. All right. What it means, it could mean avoidance. It could mean discomfort. It could mean that there are just things that it's maybe really, really big and you need to ask something a little bit differently. All right. This feels like it's going all over the place, and it sort of is, because it is. This is what people don't seem to understand, how difficult it is sometimes to answer one question, because it all depends on what information a person is looking for. If you're saying, for example, well, he doesn't want to change, should I leave him? I wish that were up to me, and it is not. And sometimes I feel I'm going to get a little bit vulnerable here, and I'm going to admit that sometimes I feel a lot of pressure to deliver all of my answers perfectly. That's on me. I have a perfectionist streak. But anyway, that aside, we have to be mindful of, yes, sometimes it's how we say it, but sometimes it's a pattern we have chosen to ignore. It could be that here is again, hello, here again is another attempt, and here again is the same result. And so it might not be, what do I do if he keeps forgetting? It might be, what are you going to do with this information now in front of you? It's okay for you to set a hard boundary to say, I'm getting a feeling you are no longer interested in the questions I'm asking you. Am I right? It might be saying, I gotta say, the pattern we've had here has not looked very good. You can't be okay with this because I'm not, are you? Because sometimes it is a lot about asking questions that have no end, that are they're a little bit too open. You can't just say, you said you were going to change that. When are you going to change? What do I do with that? If my husband said that to me, Elena, when are you going to change? You do that again. There you go. And sometimes we have to get down to specifics. Are we in trouble? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, are we missing on a few things here? Or it could be, has this been going on for years now, and it's causing me heartache, and I don't think I can live another 5 years like this? That's a very big question, because sometimes it is indeed about questions you might have to be asking yourself. What am I going to do with the information before me? Hello, everybody. I'm glad you're popping in here. All right. Thank you for the thumbs up. All right. The other comment I got on the respect test. Don't keep secrets and don't test your partner. Always be open and honest. That's my best advice. I love that advice. But if we're going to be real here, every relationship does these little micro mini low-key tests without us actually knowing it. I could, if you get rid of the word test and you exchange it for, if I do this, what happens? That's a test. And when we think about it, we do that as early in the dating thing. If I react a certain way, if I say intimate things, how does he handle them? If I say, please don't say that to me, does he hear me? And so instead of getting caught up in the word test, don't let it stray from the essence of the interchange. I was actually going to make a sort of a callous remark and say, my husband tests my blood pressure every dang day. And we've been married 33 years in May. Man, that's a long arse time. And maybe I do, maybe I don't. But what I'm saying is, never mind the word test. Do you let your partner be? Do you listen to your partner when they say, please don't do that? Or do you speak up for yourself and say to your partner, please don't do that? This is a pivotal aspect of healthy relationships. And it's not always in words, but if you say, please don't do that, and the behavior stops, that's powerful. All right. What was the other one? Somebody asked me, this one, I gotta answer this here, because somebody say, okay, this video is great, but how do you get it to stop? The question basically is, how do I get to stop? How do I make the disrespectful behavior stop? I need you to pay very close attention to this one. You can't. You can't. If someone chooses to disrespect you repeatedly and to make you small or to shrink you or disregard and dismiss and reject and abandon you continuously, you can't stop them from doing what they do. I will go back to what I said probably easily 4 or 5 minutes ago. I haven't been on that long. Here it is. What will you do with this information before you? Sometimes I want to say, this is the other thing I'm noticing, and I'm going to do a video on this someday. The list of videos I'm going to make, and I've got a couple already in the works. Sometimes what I see people looking for is, it's like they're looking for proof that it's that bad. Like they're looking for hard evidence. I literally had a conversation with someone who said, yeah, it's not like he hits me. It's not like he beats me. It's not like he's cheating. As if things have to be that bad and tangible, concrete thing for you to have hard evidence. But sometimes the evidence you have is you just don't breathe normally anymore. And there's a part of your life that you're in is just suffocating you. And you talk to a brick wall all day, even if they are right there next to you. And there is zero intention of shifting anything. Now remember, earlier I started talking about the need for some leeway in some forgiveness areas. So I'm not talking about, because sometimes people really are trying and we can't see it. And sometimes they will try and it's painfully imperfect. And that's okay, because what matters is the genuine trying is there. And it breaks them that they hurt you. And they are doing anything and everything they can to stop. And I don't mean saying a few things and performing a few little things just so things will settle down and then business as usual. I mean literal people doing their dang best. And you know the difference. And so it's not just, well, he tries. He tries to be honest. No. Yeah, anyway, I could go on all kinds of tangents, but this is what I'm saying is we cannot stop somebody else from misbehaving and harming us. But we owe it to ourselves to reflect upon all the information and all the patterns we see before us and do something about it. Not easy, I know. But people were saying, I get a lot of comments about, yeah, okay, well, what do I do? Yeah, okay. You must hear this in a lot of my videos where I don't say, I'm not going to tell you what to do. And I'm not here to, you don't need to decide today, because my goal is to get people watching patterns and being truthful with themselves about what is before them. That's it. Let me see if there was anything else. Okay, somebody said, I'm seeing a little bit of change now. Can I trust it? And my comment, and I will put this in the description of this video, and I will also put it in the comment section itself, is that I did a video on how to trust if the change is real, and I will link that down there. But this is what I'm saying, because sometimes things are actually changing, but they're not registering with us because we now have this buildup of resentment over everything that has transpired, which I respect fully. But here's something else that can show you if the trust is real, is if you are at least able in some way to speak about the pain you experienced, not as an attack, and you be clear about that, simply as a way of telling you simply as a way of telling them your pain and your story. Don't turn it into a you did this. Turn it more into, I'm really sad about all the moments we've had where we've had nothing but loneliness. And I'm really sad about the time that my heart broke. And whatever else, like it does say a lot. And now some people can't do chats like that very well, but it's very clear in how they behave, in the things they do, that the change is here to stay. And so it will require some softness on your side to see if that really is there. All right, I can't believe I've been talking for 15 minutes straight. And so if you have any questions on this, feel free to comment. If you are not one of my subscribers, now's a great time to do it. I come on live weekly as best I can. Last week I could not. I was actually quite ill, and I thought about forcing it, and I decided not to. I thought, value yourself the way you're telling other people to. But I come weekly, and then I also have right now weekly uploads of videos to be of support to you. So if that is all I had to say for today, I will say very, very, very big thank you for you for showing up today, for watching this on the replay, or for being here and holding some space with me the entire time. I consider it an honor when people give me some of their valuable space. And so I'm very grateful for you. And so please let me know if you have any other questions or comments, and I will see you next week. Take care.